Hey everyone, this is Ravager's blog of Animation Bliss, and welcome to another underrated and obscure animation corner. Today's underrated anime film we're going to be doing today is The Nutcracker Prince. Now, this is just a recorded tape I have of the Nutcracker Prince. It's the first movie on the top, but other than that, if you're looking for the actual cover of this movie, it's going to be on the thumbnail, of course. But yeah, let's talk about this underrated movie. As you notice, I'm wearing my Christmas hat and I'm wearing this Joker Christmas t-shirt. So of course the month is December, and for this month I wanted to do a Christmas related type of movie. And since the Nutcracker Prince, despite is not that well known with a lot of people, this is the one Christmas movie I wanted to talk about for the underrated animated corner. So let's talk about the Nutcracker Prince. The Nutcracker Prince started in 1990, and it was created by Lacewood Productions, and it was well known, at least for the fans who've seen it, for starring Kiefer Sutherland, starring as the voice of Hans, and this is what the movie is basically all about. So the movie starts off with a young girl named Clara who ends up going to her family's Christmas party, and there she meets up with her uncle Drosselmeyer, and her uncle Drosselmeyer ends up telling Clara the story about the Nutcracker Prince and his encounter with the Mouse King, and it also explains about the origin tale of the Mouse King itself. And after Uncle Drosselmeyer tells Clara this tale, he gives her a nutcracker as a gift. And after the party ends, Clara ends up loving her nutcracker, and it turns out in the middle of the night that all her toys came to life, including the Nutcracker Prince, and it turns out that the Nutcracker Prince has to fight the Mouse King again in order to become king of um the king of the dolls, I believe. So yeah, pretty much that's the gist of the whole movie. The Nutcracker Prince is that Hans becomes the Nutcracker Prince, and he has to defend the toy kingdom. Well, yeah, the doll kingdom from the Mouse King, and that's basically the gist of the movie. So what are my thoughts about this movie? Well, I really love this movie, and I'm sad that it's so vastly underrated. Like it's one of the best Christmas movies I ever seen, and what I really liked about this movie was that it really explained the backstory of Hans the Nutcracker and the Mouse King. Because even though I went to see the Nutcracker play in Kruger years ago, and I love that play, I want to go and see the Nutcracker play again whenever I can, but probably not this year, but hopefully next year or the year after next year I'm hoping. But anyway, what I didn't see in the Nutcracker play was how they explained the backstory of the Nutcracker Prince and the Mouse King. And I love how this movie was able to explain all that. Explain how Hans met the Mouse King, how the Mouse King came to be. I really loved how the movie really explored all that, and I think it retold it so well in this film. And I like how the film was able to go along with the music of the actual Nutcracker play. It felt like everything fits so well with the music being played. The storytelling was so well done. I love all the characters, especially the Mouse King. Because the most surprising thing about the Mouse King's character is that you look at Uncle Drosselmeyer's story of the Mouse King, and he starts out as a goofy type of villain, and then towards the end of the movie, well, towards this first arrival in the real world with Clara, he becomes this menacing character. So I really like the transition from the goofy villain to this menacing character in a span of seconds from the movie. Now let's talk about the storybook segment of this movie. And that's the one where Uncle Drosselmeyer tells Clara about the story about the Nutcracker Prince and the Mouse King and how they began. I like how the storybook segment is like told in a more cartoony style, even though the storyline is pretty dark. It has Princess Perlipat being turned into this ugly old hag, and like Hans and Uncle Drosselmeyer has to try to figure out a cure to bring her back to being beautiful again, because she was bitten on the toe by the Mouse Queen, and that's when the Mouse Queen cursed her. So they had to figure out a way to cure the princess by making her beautiful again. And I really like that segment of the movie because of the art style was so much different. It's more cartoony than the rest of the movie. Like most of the movie has the characters looking realistic, and I like how the storybook segment has the characters looking very cartoony because it really stood out from the movie. And I also love how the characters act much funnier than usual in the actual move in than the rest of the film. So that was something I really enjoyed about the storytelling segment. I really love the Mouse King as a character. I mentioned that he started off as a goofy villain, especially in the storybook segment where he looks like he's just that goofy villain who's just doing everything his mother says. And then when once he comes to Clara's world, the real world, he becomes this menacing character, and you can see that sharp change in his character and his personality throughout the whole film. And I thought it was very well done. So that's what I've really loved about the characters, especially in the Mouse King, is their character transition throughout the film. Now, what are some cons about this movie? I didn't have much of a problem with this film, but I guess except for sometimes the pacing is a little slow at some points, and there were some times where I wish I knew more about certain characters in the film. Like I like the fact that we got more character development with Clara, the Nutcracker Prince, and the Mouse King. But then there was some other characters, like some other toys that came in to help the Nutcracker Prince, and I wanted to know more about them too. But that's about it. Not much was really wrong with this movie. I thought this movie was almost near perfect. So would I recommend this movie? Yes, I strongly recommend this movie. This is one of the best Christmas movies out there. It's vastly underrated. If you can find the Nutcracker Prince on either VHS or DVD, please feel free to check it out, watch it. I honestly think it's one of the best Christmas cartoons out there and is very underrated, unfortunately. Well, that's my review for the Nutcracker Prince, and be sure to tune in for more videos of my underrated and obscure cartoons corner, and also follow us on Twitter so we can keep you updated any new videos we post up, and also like our Facebook page. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. This is Rabbit's blog of Animation Bliss, and I'll see you later.